Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Project Gaia. JP here, and if you're new, welcome. Today we are in Disney World's EPCOT theme park, right? So this is the second theme park opened in the Disney complex. It was opened in 1982 as kind of a city of the future, but what it's most known for is its country section. So what you do here is you go through all of these different countries, and you know, on our channel, this is a travel channel, so we actually go to these countries. But if you're in Disney World or you're in America and you want to get a taste of these different countries, this is an excellent place to go. So they have like Germany, Mexico, Italy, America, England, all these different countries and more. And what you could do is you can sample food from all these different countries. You can get a lot of souvenirs from all of these different countries. And a big and popular thing to do is to go on a basically a pub crawl of all of these different areas, right? So you can get a beer or some kind of cocktail or whatever in each country. We're going to do that. So what we're going to do on this tour is we're going to go through all of EPCOT's countries and we're going to sample all of them, and it's a full tour. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the park as well. So we're going to do a full tour of EPCOT. So welcome to EPCOT and welcome to Disney World. Let's head in. At the front of the park, and my first recommendation is The Seas with Nemo and Friends. You begin going on an underwater adventure through the world of Finding Nemo and get to see many of the characters as you glide in what feels like an underwater coral reef paradise. But what is even cooler than the ride is the full-blown aquarium that greets you as you exit. I had no idea EPCOT had such an amazing aquarium filled with such a diverse array of colorful fish and even larger marine life like turtles, stingrays, and dolphins. Next, check out the Journey of Water, inspired by Moana. This is an interesting world where you can see all the fascinating properties of water, how it moves, and how it shapes the environment. Walk through the labyrinth-like pathways as spurts of water seemingly jump out at you from all directions. So if you haven't noticed already, EPCOT is big. It is enormous. So when you first get into the park, you're going to have a lot of different attractions, a lot of different sites, right? And then towards the back of the park is the World Showcase, which is all the countries, right? Now, if you want to take a little shortcut, and it's kind of like a dramatic, cool thing to take, I recommend you take the ferry. So the ferry will take you from the beginning part of the lake all the way across the lake to France. So if you want to just get a little experience, or you want to skip some of the locations and go directly to the other side, take that. It takes like 10 minutes. So the ferry will drop you off at France, well, really between France and Morocco, and we're going to explore the France section first. Now, France is actually a big favorite of mine amongst real countries, right? So I love the food, I love the culture, I love the wine. So we're going to go through here, we're going to explore the France section. They have a little Eiffel Tower, they have all the little French architecture. It's really interesting to see. So let's head in. The France section of the World Showcase is many people's favorite country, as it is one of the largest sections and features 2 attractions. If you don't already know this, Beauty and the Beast is set in France, and you can go to a sing-along of some of the most famous songs in the film inside a beautifully recreated French theater. Inside you can learn all about French theater and costume, then grab a seat in the theater and get ready to sing the classic songs from the film. Next, check out Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. This is one of the more popular rides at Epcot, so make sure to set your lightning pass for this one early on. The ride simulates you being shrunk down to a rat yourself and brings you through a 3D adventure through a French kitchen. Okay, so here's the first food and drink of the day. So we're in France, right? So I got a chocolate and hazelnut crepe, which looks absolutely delicious, and a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. Since we're in France, right, we have to have the wine, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get kind of the quintessential thing in each country as we go. So, cheers. The France section beautifully recreates the highlights of France with its dramatic and interesting architecture, quaint and romantic cafes and shops, and evokes the allure of the beauty of France. Stop into one of the many souvenir shops to bring home a taste of France and to remember this beautiful stop along the World Showcase in Epcot.
Bonjour mes amis!
The next stop is Morocco. This is definitely the most exotic feeling country within Epcot's World Showcase, and the recreation really evokes the romantic and exotic feel of the Arab world and North Africa. I'm a big fan of Middle Eastern food in general, so when you're in Morocco, you have a lot of options. You have kind of quick plates, which is what we're doing, to full-blown sit-down restaurants. Now, what I got here was lamb kefta, which is really good. It's like a lamb kebab, basically. And then I got the Moroccan flatbread, basically, with a little bit of hummus and garlic aioli, and this other green dip. I don't really know what it is, but it's really good. So definitely check this out. I recommend eating this when you come here. There's not as many drinks here, it's more like beers. As you know, Morocco is a mostly Muslim country, and a lot of them don't drink. So, you don't have as many, country alcohol options here, but you have American. So check that out if you're interested. The Morocco country recreation really does look a bit like Marrakech, with its impressive stone walls towering above a narrow labyrinth of streets. You almost feel like you're in a real Moorish temple, and on some days you can even meet Aladdin and Jasmine. Okay, we're now in Japan. Now, I love Japanese culture, I love the food, I love the drinks, and I just love the general vibe of it all. So, let's see how good and true to reality Epcot makes Japan. Let's head in. Jump into the history, culture, and cuisine of Japan in this next section. It really looks like you're taking a step into Kyoto with its traditional Japanese vibe and style. Marvel at this amazing culture's contribution to honor, food, and most famously, pop culture. Learn more about Japan's cute culture inside this section. This section is devoted all to Japan's famed anime scene, particularly focusing on their cute little monster anime characters that are so prevalent in Japanese culture and that is so fascinating to Westerners. So here in Japan, you gotta get sushi, right? Japan is known for its sushi. So that's what I got here. It's basically an assortment of sushi. And then I also got this potato croquette kind of thing. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something from Japan, and I hear it's amazing. One thing you gotta note is if you're here in Epcot, I wouldn't go and eat at one restaurant and fill up on that. I would just hop at each one like we're doing, because you get a taste of each one, and then each one, you spend like, it's still expensive. You spend between $5 to $10 each thing, but you get a taste of everything and you fill up as you go. Before you leave, make sure you check out the beautiful Japanese gardens. These peaceful and reflective gardens are amazing to walk through and offer you some peace and tranquility amongst the hustle and bustle of being inside a Disney park. So can you guess where we are now? We're in America, the United States. So even though we are actually in America, the United States, they do it really well here where they make it look kind of like a Main Street America vibe. So like that real small town, walkable, almost Victorian America vibe. I mean, I'd argue that you don't see this in most of America. Most of America now is pretty suburban, right? Where it's all chain stores and everything looks the same. So I think that would actually be more befitting of this section, but you know, who am I to judge? But if you're on the East Coast, Northeast, or Southeast coast of America, you do get a lot of towns that look like this. If you're interested, look at our channel page. I go to a lot of these towns. So we're gonna go through here and get their view of America and eat some American food and maybe try some American beer and see what a little American Main Street town looks like. So let's head in. So America is known for its barbecue, right? So the best restaurant, I think, in the American section is the Barbecue Smokehouse. So what I got here was a Texas-style brisket sandwich. So I encourage when you come to the America section that you check that out. And they have a lot of different things there. Pork, brisket, turkey, pork chops. Very good. All right, so now we are in Italy, right? So the Italy section, when you first get there, it has a very Venice vibe, right? But as you go through it, it really represents all parts of Italy. And, you know, Italian food is one of my most favorite foods in the world. So we definitely have to spend a little extra time here in the food department. Also, Italian wines are arguably one of the best as well. So this one is a really good place to stop if you really want to get a little bit more food. And it has really cool stores and little Italian trinkets. So let's head in. Step into a recreation of the beautiful country of Italy. Marvel at the set design mimicking Italy's famous architecture, soak up the lively atmosphere of the streets just like in the real Italy, and wander through the cobblestone streets getting a glimpse of beautiful statues and intricate tiles. Also, make sure you step into some of the stores and check out some of the uniquely Italian souvenirs celebrating Italian heritage. So when you're in the Italy section, you'll notice that there's a lot of sit-down restaurants. So sometimes you have to have reservations for them, and sometimes it can be a very long wait. But it's full sit-down style. So we're not going to do that because we're doing a taste of all the countries. So I got, from the outside, a glass of Pinot Grigio, because Italians are known for the best wines, and Spumoni. If you don't know what Spumoni is, you're probably not from New York or Brooklyn or the East Coast, but it's an Italian ice cream, basically. It's really good. It has pistachio in it, vanilla, and chocolate. It's really good. So I got both of these. So check this out when you're here. Can you guess where we are now? Got it yet? This is the bathroom. We are in Germany. This is one of the best and most beautiful country recreations at EPCOT and is often considered many people's most favorite. Here you can jump right into real German and Bavarian culture as you wander the almost storybook-like streets of this beautifully recreated German village. Make sure you check out the several souvenir stores selling all things German culture and heritage before you step outside to the amazing smells of pretzels and German beer. Also, your daughters can meet Snow White. Since she's an older Disney princess, a lot of the younger generation don't really know her as well, so we found that the lines to see her are short and you get to spend a longer and nicer time with her. When you're in the Germany section, make sure you check out the beer garden. Now, I got this German beer. It's called Weinsteiner Dunkel. Very good. And you have to get a traditional German jumbo pretzel. Okay, so some tips, tricks, and things to know when you're here at EPCOT. So EPCOT basically is a big drinking and eating place, along with shopping. I wouldn't say it's the best place for kids. If you only have so many days in Disney and you have kids and you're considering EPCOT, I really wouldn't recommend it as one of the top things on your list. It really is an adult place. Now, if you're coming here with adults, come here, because it really has that. There's not a lot of rides. It's a lot of just drinking and hanging out. So adults are gonna love it. Kids, not so much, but there are a lot of things for kids. They have these things in each country that you go to. It's called KidScot, so like Kid Epcot, right? And they get like a little passport for every country they go to. So it's something nice for the kids. But there's tons of kids here, so don't not bring them. I'm just saying it's a bit more of an adult place. Also, too, there's not a ton of rides here. This isn't a huge amusement park roller coaster type place. That would be some of the other parks. So don't expect that when you're here either. Also, when you get here, you either go clockwise or counterclockwise. I went counterclockwise, and that's what most people seem to do around the lake as they visit the countries. The next thing, make sure you get a map. It's very important to have a map to see where you're going, to see what is in each destination. Also, if you're a big drinker and you're a smoker, this is kind of more for people from other countries than the USA, is there is no smoking in Epcot. So I know drinking and smoking often go hand in hand. You cannot smoke here, so that kind of is off-putting for a lot of people. If you want to smoke, you have to actually leave the park. They'll readmit you back in, but you have to actually exit the park, which is a big to-do because this place is huge. But it is a fascinating place, and it's great just to get around. And I know a lot of you guys are going to leave comments like, you know, sophisticated travelers are going to say, oh, Epcot is, you know, that's not real, that's not how it is in this place, in this place, in this place. It's not supposed to be for sophisticated travelers. It's supposed to be to get a little bit of a taste of all these different places. So I know you're gonna leave in the comments below and say, that's not how it is in Mexico, that's not how it is in France, that's not how it is in Italy. It is in some way, right? So it's for people to just experience a little bit of that here in the United States. So where do you think we are now? Yes, we are in China. So we're gonna go through here, some Chinese food, maybe try some Chinese beer, Chinese alcohol, see what stores they have. I mean, I live near Chinatown in New York City, and they always have a lot of really cool, interesting, and different trinkets. So let's see if that's true in here as well. Wander into the China section of the World Showcase and be amazed by the grandeur and uniqueness of this ancient culture. China is a fascinating place to so many because it evokes an almost mythological and spiritual aura, from its foreboding dragons, to its unique architecture, to its Buddhist and Zen vibe. Everyone is a little bit interested in China, and this section offers you the opportunity to really dive into Chinese culture and heritage. The China section has one of the largest souvenir shops where you can find all things Chinese. You can get some cool swords, Buddhist trinkets, Chinese toys for kids, and even kimonos and traditional Chinese clothing. Also, if you're lucky enough, you may actually get to meet Mulan. We are now in the mythological world of Norway. Filled with Vikings, history, mythology, and more, you can feel the cool breeze of the Norwegian fjords all around you while you walk through this interesting and creative recreation of this beautiful Scandinavian country. Learn about Viking Norwegian culture and stop into some of the shops to really immerse yourself in the history, culture, and mythology of Norway. Viking and history lovers are going to love this one, as I found this country gives you the most information about the culture with little museums and explanations of life in the cold northern reaches of Europe. The next country in the circle is Mexico, and this is many people's favorite because it is unique from the others in that it is inside a big recreated Mayan pyramid, is dark, and has an interesting river ride. As you walk in, you feel like you've stepped into a village in Mexico filled with Mexican architecture and culture. You will also notice this distinct Mexican vibe on the Grand Fiesta tour ride as you glide through a river soaking up all the beauty and liveliness that Mexico has to offer. It is a must-do that you grab a drink in the Mexico section. I found that this section not only made the best tasting drinks, but also the strongest, and you'll need it for the rest of your EPCOT tour. Canada is one of the smallest countries in EPCOT's World Showcase, and a lot of people overlook it, but I think it is one of the most beautifully designed sections as it really evokes the rugged beauty of the Canadian wilderness. Okay, now we're in England, and if you watch my channel, you know that I love England. I have a lot of videos on England, so if you're new to the channel, check those out in real England. But what we're going to do here is go through the England section, see what kind of souvenirs they have, and see what kind of food they have, and, you know, I'm assuming it's going to be very, you know, English, British-style food, fish and chips, pub fare, and lots of alcohol, and lots of pubs, and lots of music, because that's what the English are known for. So, let's take a look. Step into a traditional medieval English village as you peruse the lanes of this fascinating recreation. England is known for its centuries-old timber frame architecture, castles, rugged beauty, and colorful and extensive medieval past. And as you walk through this section, you can get a taste of all the beauty and history that England has to offer. As night falls, EPCOT gets exceptionally beautiful with its colorful light shows all around you. To finish your big tour of EPCOT, I recommend taking a ride on the Mission Space Ride, where you step into the job as an astronaut and get to experience the real G-forces and physics of taking off into outer space. This one, however, is not for people who get queasy on rides. Okay guys, this was Disney's EPCOT. Now, it's an amazing place to walk around, drink, eat, sample food and alcohol and shops from all different countries around the world. Now, I know I have a lot of subscribers on here that would kind of scoff at this content saying, oh, well, it's nothing like the real thing, it's touristy. Yes, that is true, it is touristy, but what's cool about it is you get a little taste of everything, really, and it really makes you able to kind of get a slice of every culture, and that's really what makes it beautiful. Listen guys, if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, share this video, and ask me any questions you may have below. Okay guys, until next time, take care, bye.